Hi everyone, this is Lori Pyatt from His Porn Your Pain Healed, and this is my husband Jay
Hi,
from...
I'm Jay Pyatt from porniskillingme.com.
Thank you so much for reaching out. We have been flooded with emails, so we do want to contact everybody, but it's just going to take a while. We just wanted to take some time and kind of let you know a little bit more about us. But first, I want to acknowledge the pain that you're probably in. I've met many of you who have just found out about it. My heart really goes out to you guys. I know this is not an easy time at all. Just know we're really, really sorry you're going through this right now. I mean, if I could spare my enemy of this kind of agony, I would.
It is painful to go through, and it's also a place where you feel like, can we ever get past this,
Yeah.
And once the guy finally comes to face the pain he's caused, it'll be painful for him as well.
And I just want to say, I've been there. I felt ugly. I felt worthless to him. I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, you say you're clean now, but is it going to come back? Because I don't see a whole lot of character change there. So I've been there. I know how scary it is. It truly is agonizing. So I don't want to make light of that.
And for you guys, you're confused, you're scared, you're not sure if you can figure this out or understand what's going on well enough to fix it.
I do want to give you guys hope. It can work out. It really can. I mean, if both people are committed more to the relationship, more to each other than just themselves, it can end up being a very beautiful thing. So that's a place to start. It worked out for us. I'm glad we didn't split up. It did take many, many years, but we're better than we are. We're better than we were before.
Yeah. And sometimes the process felt like one step forward and 4 steps backwards because we didn't know what we were doing. And this is not going to be quick. This is not something that's going to be healed in a week or a month. We can make it quicker. We've seen couples get done in 9 months what it took us more than 3 years to do.
Yeah.
And that's because they've worked with somebody who knows what we're talking about. This is our story. We went through the meat grinder to get where we were, and we would spare you all of that extra effort and energy.
Jay has had solid sobriety for almost exactly 7.5 years now, getting close to it. He has made me his one and only. I know I'm his one and only now. It's like I know it on the inside now, whereas before I never really knew. I just always hoped. And I really do have peace about my future no matter what he does. But I know I'm going to be okay. But for me, the traditional ways didn't work. Those things do work, but it didn't work here. So I just have to say, it did work out for us. But for us, for me especially, it took a different path.
Yeah. And a big part of rebuilding trust for me was not just walking in freedom, because I had done that for 6 years, but that didn't fix our relationship. Just staying away from porn did not fix our relationship.
We work really well with women, who are like, can I ever trust him again? How can I ever trust him again? When will I ever trust him again? I don't feel like I'm enough. He took a gash out of my self-esteem, or dealing with his resistance. That's one of the main things we run into is his resistance. And how
we've been doing this for a long time. We have, outside of our professional business, we've helped a lot of couples to go through the process that we've been through. For the last 2 years, we've worked with a number of couples. Lori's been putting together a list of tools over the last 20 years that are powerful.
Yeah.
She has figured out what works, what doesn't work.
And we found out the order that they need to come in order for them to actually work. Some things need to happen first before a lot of the communication techniques for couples will actually work. So now the things we learned toward the very end of our healing, we now put early on.
And in this process, we've been certified as Bravehearts mentors.
I've received trauma training through APSATs.
Right, which means you as the spouse will get treated as if you've been hit by a bus instead of being treated as if you're part of the problem.
Yeah. There's several things we're going to give you that you can sign up for or read or do in the next few weeks. Again, we hope to be able to contact everybody, but we also want to not have you wait that long. Over the course of the next few weeks, I'll give you a chance to tell me your story, and I want to know your story. Maybe you're feeling lost. Maybe you're feeling like you can't compare. Maybe you're feeling like, is my husband being honest with me?
Yeah, and for you guys, it's going to be a challenge to let go of the way you have dealt with life. You know, the ultimate painkiller for every emotion you've ever felt, and having to step away from that and then engage with somebody who's constantly angry with you or is extremely scared that you're lying and challenging everything you say to them.
So just think what you want your life to be like in a year, where you can trust him again, where you feel like you are on more stable footing, where if you're the guy, you finally feel like this thing isn't going to rule you anymore. It really can happen fairly quickly. Most therapists say it takes 3 to 5 years to recover, like for a relationship to recover from major breakdown, major betrayal. We hope to save you a lot of time in that, but it will take some time. And we're not going to say it's perfect. We still get into it.
We found a way to get through it faster, to get back on track more quickly, without having to go to the extreme fight, without having to sleep in separate bedrooms. We're able to get through the problem without escalating until we're both just at the end of ourselves. We get there a whole lot quicker.
Yeah. So, and we want the same for you. So how are we different? We really do customize a plan for each individual, because what might help one person might harm another, depending on where they are in their recovery, how many betrayal cycles they've been through.
I fully believe that it's the trauma model that's going to make a difference for a lot of couples. And I want every guy to realize that even though he may have legitimate complaints, there's a much bigger issue going on that he needs to deal with instead of expecting her to change.
Yeah. Until the trauma is dealt with, she's not going to be able to do it the way other people say she's supposed to. Right. So, we do take it step by step.
Mm-hmm. And Lori and I, we allow the Holy Spirit to guide us through these conversations, through the process with you. And sometimes when a couple presents us with an issue, my mouth is hanging open and Lori is over here totally answering what's going on. She knows exactly how to deal with the situation.
Or vice versa. There's been times I'm like, I am so lost. I don't know what to do. And Jay's over there just killing it with all the stuff he's feeling like God would say in the situation. But yeah, it's very tailor-made. I'm a very strong Christian. I would not have been able to make it through all this without it. But we're real. We like working with real people. We like working with people who aren't afraid to take their just to be real, versus people who you might feel like they're wearing a mask. So
yeah. I've had an 80% success rate with the guys I've been working with. That means no pornography, no masturbation, no affairs in the time that they've been working with me, which is highly effective compared to the 5% that is the best traditional approaches usually get.
Mm-hmm. And we found ways of being compassionate to both parties involved, even while calling the guy higher in a way that motivates him versus shuts him down. So
we're not there to punish anybody. We're not there to
make anybody the bad guy.
Make anybody the bad guy. So we do a pretty good job of holding the hand of the person we're working with while challenging them to do something that's difficult.
Yes. I know when it comes to trauma, the general fear is that we're just going to create victims. That's not what this is about. It's not at all what this is about. It's the program, the way I've been taught to do it is just to do it in a very empowering way, that the woman finally feels like I'm not at the mercy of this anymore. And I do feel like we treat the guys well, yet also, you know, we do put the pressure on where it needs to be.
I have to look at my behaviors and some of the awful things I've said in this relationship, and I've got no place to judge another person for their behavior, for what they've said. I just want to be there to help you guys put things back together, because I believe that's what Lori and I have been not only called to do, but really trained over our 23 years of marriage to do.
Yeah. I want to make it clear that Jay does work with a lot of single guys, or guys whose wives aren't maybe in the picture anymore. And I work with women who's, I just got off the phone with one who's, they're like seriously, you know, ready to be done. And so I can help women with that decision, just to make sure that, you know, she really has peace before making that decision.
Right.
Because that's a hard decision to make. And we've heard from therapists saying, you know, a combination of therapy and coaching is a really good mix, but we've also had therapists, you know, refer clients to us to work with us solely. And we've even had therapists come to us themselves for their own issues, or asking, you know, well, what do I tell my client? So,
yeah. This is a different animal. We have learned that what we do is very effective, but it's done within a certain environment.
With me working with the women, within a month, the women start feeling better, to the point where even if the guy isn't working with Jay, he's like, she's doing better. Like, the guy will report back through her, you know, that my husband's really starting to see some changes. So it doesn't take long to start stabilizing.
Why we want to work and help you get stabilized as individuals is so that time together is more effective.
Yeah. We know that mentoring is not going to be for everybody, so we are coming up with some lower cost programs. So contact us if you're interested in those, and we'll let you know when they go live. So what can you do? Visit our websites, pornpainhealed.com.
And porniskillingme.com.
Yeah, there's a lot of free information out there. The emails that come your way, there will be, in mine, there will be to-dos, like practical tips you can do to really kind of jumpstart your healing.
The Contact Me page would be a great place to tell me your story, guys, and I can give you some additional resources from there.
Also, find the areas on our websites where we talk about the Woman Warriors Network or the Mighty Men Network. There are links to those networks there. That's where Jay and I hang out. I try to get out there once a day. I really try to help out where I can there, and same with Jay.
Yeah. Recovery is not a solo sport. This is something where you need a network of people, and the more people you have helping you, the better off you're going to be. This problem won't necessarily go away on its own, especially if you're not working some form of recovery every day.
With help, it can go away a little bit more quickly. But in the end, the choice is yours, you know. Even if our paths never cross again, I just want to say God bless you in this. And I know it's not easy. Not at all. It's one of the hardest things I've ever been through, one of the hardest things I've ever seen women go through. So just really take care of yourselves and stay close to God. He's going to be your lifeline in all this.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.